It's 9 a.m. You know what that means. It's time. It's time. It's time to rise with purpose, people. It is time to make a difference in the world. It is time to put in the work so that you can achieve your dreams. That's what time it is. I hope you're ready for it. This morning, it's a little bit of a lighthearted message. This morning, what I wanted to talk about was the power of laughter. You know, a lot of times in our life, we can get so caught up in the world and what we're trying to make of it that we lose the ability to truly enjoy what's going on. And sometimes we just need that shift. We need that shift of energy, that shift of physical, just helping yourself be happy with yourself. But sometimes it's not easy to just be in a good mood. So sometimes, just sometimes, you got to get to the point. Let me turn that down. Sometimes you got to get to the point where you know your triggers and you know what helps you. So sometimes we get to a point where, like this morning, I was in a little bit of a rough spot. I was sore. My knees hurt. I was feeling it this morning. But once I got out there and started doing the work, I started feeling different. I had the pride in being able to say that I was out there. I had the pride in saying that I was continually making a difference in my life by getting up every morning and choosing to put in this work on myself, choosing to put in this time and effort into becoming a better person. And that means the world to me. But some days I can't just flip that switch. Some days I'm in too bad of a mood and my vibration is so off, I can't get myself to that point where I can actually enjoy my life. Some days it just wears me down and I don't know how to get back to it. And that's understandable. We all get that way some days. But I'm going to give you a trick today that I want you to use the next time you get to one of those roadblocks of energy and it feels like it's draining you. I want you to think of your favorite moment in a comedy. And if you can't think of one, it's all easy to go look one up. It's easy to play a clip. You can go on YouTube and find any movie clip. But a lot of times when we really like a comedy, it also has to do with the situation that we first were a part of that comedy, the situation that we first saw that comedy. And a lot of times we associate those good memories with those laughing good times. And what I want you to understand is that this is one of the quickest ways to bring yourself out of a bad mood. So if you're in a bad mood and your energy is real low and you're pissed off and you're mad and you're having a bad day, what I want you to understand is that you're choosing to have that bad day, because if you wanted to turn it around, all you would really have to do is change your physical state. So if you want to do that, one of my tips is, I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show Ridiculousness, but that is a surefire bet that it's going to change my whole outlook on the day. It's going to change my energy, because when I watch Ridiculousness, it's so silly but funny that you can't help but enjoy it. And they laugh so much on the show that it makes you laugh because they're enjoying it. You enjoy it. I think that's one of the keys to the show. They actually show them enjoying the clips, and then you get to have that same shared emotion. But that's not the only way that you can do it. That's how I do it. That's how I go into the moment of being happy and laughing so that I can get myself out of the moment and the focus of only focusing on what I don't have or what I don't control. I need to be grateful for the moment and be grateful for everything that I have, or I will never truly be able to appreciate what I have to come down the line. If you don't put in the work, you never appreciate what you get. If you don't earn something, if I just gave it to you, you wouldn't keep it for long. One of my favorite sayings in the world is everyone likes to complain about being poor or being in a bad spot. But one of my favorite phrases is, if you took all of the money in the world and distributed it evenly to everyone in the world, eventually the money would make it back into the same pockets, because it's a mindset. Some people get so stuck in their story of who they think they are, they never escape it to become who they were meant to be. They never step into the shoes they were meant to fill because they get so caught up in the fear of what might happen. But I want you to understand something. Fear is a choice. Fear is fiction that you're choosing to focus on. It has not happened yet. You're creating that in your mind. But sometimes that fear can be so real that it captures you and it holds on to you. And sometimes it's hard to let go of that fear because we almost get a sense of certainty because we know when that fear is in my life, I know what's going to happen. I know I'm going to get upset. I know I'm going to get mad. I know with certainty what's going to happen if I invite that into my life. So sometimes I want you to understand something. Sometimes you choose to be upset because the certainty it gives you, because when you lash out or you act out, exactly for certain the reaction and the attention you will get from it. I'll give you a personal example of this. I do the same thing. When I get mad. I'm a big guy and I yell and I make my presence known and I'm in people's space and I'm loud. I know for certain what's going to happen when I do that. I'm going to take control of the situation. I'm going to command the situation. But I'm doing that for certainty, but I'm also hurting people by not communicating well with them. My goal is to be happy. My goal is to not be confrontational. But when I go into that mindset, when I go into that headspace, nothing healthy is going to come from that. You're not going to have a moment where you think that you're trying to, in fact, make something better, but the delivery, the intention can be there, but the delivery is not. Delivery is what messes it up a lot of the times. So what I want you to remember is that your energy level, your mental focus helps with that. It causes what you focus on. Your mindset creates your path. It creates your target. But if you're not taking the time to really learn about what your target is or even paying attention to what you're focusing on, you're just doing the motions. You think that you're making change. You think that you're doing work, but you're not actually doing work. You're just seeming busy. How many people right now are really good at seeming busy but not making an impact at all? Most of us. Most of us go into our jobs and we just work and work and work to get a check that we never get to enjoy because we got to go back to work. I watch ridiculousness because it changes my physical state and it allows me to see the world in a way that I'm not looking for negative. Sometimes I'm just looking for the funny. Sometimes I'm just looking for the moment that is humorous and sometimes tragic moments because it happens. Laughter is a key for me in order to enjoy my life. But if I do not learn the trigger in order to enact that in my life, it's very difficult for me to truly embrace that. It's one thing to be like, oh, I love comedies, they make me laugh. But it's another thing to use comedies as a tool in order to achieve a happy life. That makes a $1 million production comedy actually worth it. But maybe it's not, like I said, maybe it's not comedy for you. Maybe it's inspiration. Maybe it's gratitude. Whatever it is, I want you to think about that today. I want you to take a moment today and think about that, what you can think about, what you can use. What is the tool that will allow you to have a positive trigger? It's my real focus today. What's a positive trigger for you? We all know our negative triggers. Somebody talks about politics. They talk about religion. They talk about, and a ton of things. Instantly, it's taken off the table. Why? Because it's a trigger for you. And you know that you're guaranteed to get upset. There's certainty if you talk about that. So you go back to it because you have the certainty of what it's going to bring up for you. However, How many people put their focus into something they have zero control over? How many people put their focus and energy into something that they can't control? And how many times do we every day give the power that we have as a person, the choice of what we do with our life, and choice on who we affect and what impact we have, do we give that away to someone else? How often does that happen? How often do you give away the power that you were born with because you don't understand what you're doing? You know, and this is something that we've been going over a lot this week, and I'm sure that's why it's on my mind. But, you know, you control the situation if you learn the triggers. If you do the research and you know the knowledge, you can use that knowledge in order to influence your physiology. What that means is that if you are in the right mindset, you know, think about the word disease. Your body is not at ease. Stress can make you sick. So if stress can make you sick, what's the healer? If stress can take you down, wouldn't laughter and happiness take you up? Could happiness heal what ails you? It may not be the magic cure, but I guarantee you it can make a difference. I guarantee you if you take the time and truly put in the work and truly start to focus and learn your triggers to where it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter what happens. You can achieve happy because you don't need anybody else. You only need to rely on you in order for that happiness to be achieved. You know, I know that it's difficult for a lot of people out there to even think about achieving happiness on your own because we base so much of what makes us happy off of what other people think about us. And if I can give you one key, if you really want to attempt to have a happy life, you need to start caring about one person's opinion, yours. Everybody else doesn't know you. They don't understand you. They don't know what you've been through. But you do. You're the only person that can judge yourself. And it's always going to be a harsh judgment. You want to know why? Because you know all the mistakes that you made and you know all the moments that you chose to do the wrong things. You know the pain that came from your indecision to do the right things. You know that you could have made a change in the world and that you have potential. That you know that you were meant for more than this. A life of slavery to $1, but your soul cries out for more. Your soul knows that you were meant for more. Your soul feels that you have an amazing potential and you're supposed to live in abundance. But what happens? We allow the opinions of the people around us to convince us that we don't deserve that. We allow their opinions to convince us that we're not worth it. But you are worth it. You are loved and you are enough and you are fucking amazing. I am very proud about each and every one of you, family and friends, because you are amazing. You have potential that you don't realize, and one day you will grow to heights that you could have never imagined. But when you get to those heights, I want you still to be a happy person. When you get to those heights and you're like, wow, I completely have almost everything that I ever wanted, I want you to understand that that isn't the end. When you achieve your dreams, that's not the end of the road. When you reach the mountaintop, you're supposed to take the perspective of that mountaintop to see the next mountain. You're not supposed to set up camp and live on top of that success. You're not supposed to say, hey, I climbed it once and I did great and I'm going to live in that success. No. When you get to the top of the mountain, you use the perspective to find the next mountain. How many of us truly have a success and we let it make us full, and we get so full that we go into almost like a Thanksgiving coma? Why? Because of satisfaction. We have satisfaction and we feel like we did something. But I need you to stay hungry. I need you to stay engaged. I need you to pay attention. Because yes, you did. You may have had one great success. Congratulations. But when you get to the top of the mountain, are you hearing me, people? When you get to the top of the mountain, Use the perspective to find your next mountain. Don't stand at the top of the mountain and look down on the people that aren't at the top of the mountain, because you're going to be back down there soon enough. Because if you're really pushing yourself, if you're really trying to become the best that you can be, you're striving to be at the top of those mountains. But for you to get to the next mountain, guess what? You got to go back down. And you got to prepare yourself, and you got to look at the next task or the next journey, the next mountaintop. And you need to understand that the only way you're going to reach the top of the mountain is if it is a must, not if it's a should. We all have shoulds. We all should on ourselves all the time. We're like, man, I should do this. I should do that. But when it's a must, it happens. And it doesn't happen once. It doesn't happen twice. When it's a must, ladies and gentlemen, it happens every time. Because when you must have something, you find a way. But when you should have something, you just guess. Like, I should have that. Maybe I don't know why I don't have it. No, if you must have it, they will not stop you to achieve it. So let me ask you this today. What must you have? What change must you achieve? What mountaintop is in the distance, and what mountaintop must you achieve? Must you reach the top of? Because you can't wait to get to the top and change the way you see the world. From a great height, the world doesn't even look like the same world that you were in. Because when you reach the top, it's a different world. But it's so easy to get stuck up there and to celebrate yourself so much that you get stuck in that moment. And some people just set up shop. They build their home. They build their foundation on the top of the very first mountain that they cross. And then they live with disappointment for the rest of their life because they know there were more mountains. But they never decided they wanted to go to the next one. They were safe here in the success of this mountain. So instead of challenging yourself and being the best that you can be, you choose comfort and you build a house on top of the first mountain. How many of us is that today? How many of us are sitting in the house that we built on top of our first mountain? And we take success in that, and then we wonder why we don't have fulfillment. We're like, man, but I did it. I did it. Yeah, you did it. Congratulations. You did it once. Now do it again. And repeat the process. Look for the next mountain, and I guarantee you eventually those mountains are going to start to look a little bit smaller. Because your body will know, I can take that mountain. Everything in you will know, I can take that mountain. That mountain is not what that mountain should be worried about me. That mountain should be looking down at me going, oh, he's about to fuck my shit up. That mountain should feel me come as I shake the ground with every step. When you are coming into a hurricane that can destroy your life, you want to know what I want for you? I want you to stand dead on the beach, metaphorically, and stand there and stare into the eye of that hurricane, to the eye of the storm that will rip apart everything that you are, every trigger that you have. And I want you to look dead in the fucking eye of that storm and understand something. You're not scared of the storm. You are the storm. You are a force of nature. When you decide something, it happens. You're just not making the decisions. If you want to get to the point where you're going to become the one on the top of the mountain, you got to build the muscle to climb the mountain. You don't get to just sit there at the bottom and camp out and say, take a selfie like, oh, yeah, I made it to the mountain. That's not going to do anything for you, is it? No, you need the satisfaction that you conquered that mountain. But I think you all are starting to understand that I'm not talking about a physical mountain. I'm not talking about a mountain that you can see. I'm talking about a mountain that you can feel. I'm talking about the mountain inside of your heart. I'm talking about what was laid on your soul so that you could help the world. Something inside you has been there as long as that your heart has beat. In the same moment that God gave you life and he put the beat into your heart, that moment he put something in you. That moment he gave you a gift. That gift is what gets you to the top of the mountain. A lot of us right now think that like just working out, oh yeah, I got a strong body, but a strong body won't make it to the top of the mountain, people. A strong body, being fit, how many people do you know that are fit and don't have a good life and aren't happy? They have to, their happiness is dependent upon their physical form. So if they're not physically fit, they're not happy. Is that happiness? Should your happiness depend on the amount of work that you put in on your physical body? It's not happy. Because being in shape won't get you to the mountain. It'll take you as far as your body can go, but at a certain point, your mind takes over. Your body's like, I'm done. And your mind has to be like, no, we've got this. Don't give up. We didn't give up last time, and look what happened. We took that mountain. We didn't give up the time before that. It was a hill, not a mountain. But damn it, we didn't give up, and we made it. It wasn't easy. It's not easy to see the peak of a mountain when you're at the base, but you need to understand that you were meant to take that mountain. You were meant to stand at the summit of that peak and look out onto the world with satisfaction knowing that you did it. But most of us right now, as soon as we see the mountain, we turn around. And we like to pretend like the mountain isn't there. Everyone else can see the mountain. Everyone else can see the mountain. But we like to pretend the mountain isn't there. Today, go out and conquer your fucking mountain. Stand at the summit of the problems that you have stacked up that you didn't deal with. It was a hill when it started, but because you didn't deal with it, now it's Everest. You want to know what personal growth is? Personal growth is climbing that mountain that you created. And it's not easy every single step. You can't just have your body in shape. You got to have your mind in shape. You got to have your spirit in shape. Because it's going to break your spirit. Because it's going to break your body. Because there are going to be moments when it breaks your mind. But all three together, you will achieve your goal. All three together, you'll achieve your task. All three together, you will stand at the top of that mountain and look down and know that I will be down there again. But damn it, I see another mountain. I'll be at the top of that mountain too. I may go down, but no matter what, if I fall, make sure that I lay on my back. Because if I can look up, I can get up. But if you stay face down in the dirt, all you're seeing is the dirt. Look to the sky. Chase your dreams. No, find out today what that mountain is. And if you really want it, start building yourself up. You think these people just decide I'm going to climb that? No, they put in work. They train their body. They train their mind. They train their spirit so that when they hit those moments that they can continue to move forward. My hope, my prayer for you today is you see the mountain for the first time and you know inside you that you're going to take that fucking mountain. That mountain should fear you. That mountain should hear the world shake beneath it as you take every step towards it. Don't fear the mountain. You are the mountain. Understand the power that you have, but understand the journey that is ahead of you. Because if you want it, I can't give it to you. If you want it, you have to go get it. You have to get off your ass and you have to make the choice to put in the fucking work. Because as long as you just sit around and complain and you point at the thing and you put it on your calendar, oh, I'm going to reach the summit of the mountain one day. It's on my bucket list one day. No, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, today is the day. You don't have to reach the top summit, but you need to take the first step. Because if you don't take the first step, you never start to climb. And if you don't start to climb, as I said, if you're not growing, laws of nature tell you you're dead. You're dying. So choose growth. Choose to push the levels. Choose to push the limits. I believe in you. I know you can do it. Go out there. First, see the mountain. Second, know that you created the mountain. So if you created it, you can destroy it. And third, know that it's not just your body, and it's not just your mind, and it's not just your spirit, that it's all of those things together that will give you the success to achieve that summit. But you have your own personal Everest to climb. Don't think that it's not going to be hard. Don't think that you're going to get to the top and you're going to be like, No, you're going to be like, whoa, I can't believe the work that I put in. I can't believe the time that I put in. I can't believe the person I became. Climb your fucking Everest. Conquer that fucking mountain. I thought that was going to be a light one, but that sure took a turn, didn't it? It took a turn. Why? Because that's just what comes through me, man. That's just what comes through me. I just trust whatever I feel because I know that people need it. I know that was meant for somebody. I came in and I had a happy message, but somebody needed to hear that. So there you go. Get off your ass. Go climb your Everest. Don't wait for someone else to define what your Everest is for you. All right. Stay tuned. Pay attention. You, right there. You. I'm talking to you. You. I love you. I want you to know that you are loved. I want you to know that you are worthy. And I want you to know that beyond anything, you deserve to be happy. But the only person that can give it to you is you. So go choose happy. All right? I don't know how to back this one out. That's a funny one. Here you go. I'm going to go disco for this one. I don't know where the disco inspiration came from, but let's go. Ready?